with names of traditional Indian dishes served to the guests. So shukkur, sham savera kofta. That's basically, you can have sukur any time of the day because we actually left it in a shambolic condition. Jacobabad meva palau, Bhavalpur naan, Bholari paneer methi malai. All of these are dishes, viewers, that have been prefixed by names of Pakistani targets that we annihilated. There's a whole list of them. You've got the Rawalpindi chicken tikka masala if you fancy that. You've got the Rafiki Rada mutton if it tickles your palate. You've got the Bholari paneer methi malai. You've got the sukur sham savera kofta. You've got the sargoda dal makhani. I mean, this is very inventive. And I have to say, viewers, true or false, it really does take the stuffings, excuse the pun, out of Pakistan. Bhavalpur naan, Balakot tiramisu, Muzaffarabad kulfi faluda, Murid ke meetha pan. So you can chew it between your teeth, viewers, and roll it around the palate of your mouth, Murid ke, viewers, in one gulp. Whether the menu was meant to be an elaborate prank or not is not known. But what it does underline is the pride with which the IAF is owning its victories over Pakistan, and that's such a refreshing change. That is, of course, if all of this is accurate. We haven't heard officially from the IAF. They keep a low profile, they fly under the radar, viewers, but they do a lot of damage, and this is psychological damage. Most importantly, viewers, this menu reinforces the determination of the forces. And this now, we're getting to the serious bit. To remove doubts raised by a section of Indians on its accomplishments during Sindu. Yes, viewers, there is a whole fifth column in this country that still wants to know. They have this strange, viewers, interest, vicarious interest in knowing how many jets fell through the sky, especially Indian jets. Now, viewers, one can only hope that the menu with a message will shame those who have taken it upon themselves to question our institutions, from the EC that serves Indian democracy to the forces that serve Bharat. One of them, of course, is Rahul Gandhi, the leader of opposition. And he has been, of course, accusing the establishment, Bharat, viewers, of surrendering to Pakistan because Donald Trump, in one of his deluded, frustrated tirades, went and said something. Of course, viewers, Trump from day to day has changed his views on exactly who suffered the losses. But this is what Rahul Gandhi said. A call came from Trump and Narendra ji immediately surrendered. Narendra ji followed Trump saying, "Narendra, surrender," by saying, "Yes, sir." Listen to the bite, viewers. Let's play this out for you.
जैसे उधर से ट्रंप ने एक इशारा किया, फोन उठाया, कहा, मोदी जी क्या कर रहे हो? नरेंद्र, सरेंडर। और जी हजूर करके नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने ट्रंप के इशारे का पालन किया.
Here's the word of India's leader of opposition, very mature politician. It is ironic that those who roasted Bharat after Operation Sindu were themselves guilty of a visible surrender post-26/11. We would never have known to what extent the UPA bowed to international pressure had not one of the UPA's mainline ministers, in fact, he was the Home Minister at that time, not admitted this in a recent interview. P. Chidambaram, ex-UPA Home Minister, came out and said the whole world descended after 26/11 on New Delhi to stop an act of physical retribution for 26/11 against Pakistan. And then US Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice had asked him and then Prime Minister Manmohan Singh not to react. All of this forces us to ask a basic question. If the ECI, the Election Commission of India, serves Bharat's democracy loyally and the forces serve Bharat's security interests, who does the India bloc serve? Does it serve Bharat too? These are fundamental questions. And viewers, let me Let's open this up and let's ask some questions. I want to first begin with Dr. Ranganathan and bring it around to Sanjay Jha. Of course, the panelists that we have today need no introduction, viewers. All of them are well-known faces. Dr. Ranganathan, what do you make of the IAF's decision? I mean, I see it as an affirmation of what they've done, and it cocks a snook at a lot of people, not just Pakistan. But how do you see it?
Good evening, Rahul, and good evening to my fellow panelists. All I can say regarding this fabulous menu of the IAF Gala dinner, in the words of Gen Z, is that Pakistan is cooked. But I am though disappointed that my sour Pak was not included. But anyway, maybe next time round. No, but you know, this in a way, Rahul, you're right. This reflects the renewed spirit of our armed forces. The morale and the confidence is sky high because they know someone is supporting them in thick and thin. Someone has their backs. They have the license. And that someone is Modi. And this is a world away from a decade ago. Let me explain because this is important. Rahul, the Congress's idea of foreign policy is policy dictated by foreigners. And in the wake of 26/11 terror attacks, the foreigners were Americans, Pakistanis, and of course, Italians. Rahul, I deal with only facts, you know that, and I'm going to list out 7 facts that I challenge my good friends from the quote-unquote other side to refute. Number 1, is it not a fact that in the wake of 26/11, the worst terror attack on Indian soil perpetrated by Pakistan, our air chief pleaded with the Congress government to bomb Pakistani terror hubs, but were refused permission to do so, yes or no? Number 2, is it not a fact that instead of cutting off all trade ties with Pakistan after the 26/11 barbarity, the Congress government continued to give Pakistan the most favored nation status, making blood flow along with trade? Number 3, is it not a fact that American Secretary of State forced the Congress government to not take decisive military and diplomatic action against Pakistan in the wake of 26/11, as recently admitted by the then Congress Home Minister? Number 4, is it not a fact that the Congress government signed the Sharm el-Sheikh joint statement delinking dialogue from terror actions and accept Pakistan's demand of including Balochistan, thereby equating India's terror concerns with Pakistan's unfounded claims of Indian interference and insinuating that India was actually fomenting terror trouble in Balochistan? Number 5, is it not a fact that the Congress government shared dossiers with Pakistani investigators, many of them from the ISI, giving them access to evidence in 2009, agreeing for a joint probe, basically inviting terrorists and perpetrators of 26/11 to probe 26/11? Number 6, is it not a fact that the Congress government continued multiple multilateral engagements, making India even play cricket with Pakistan, normalized all relations with the terror state without getting anything in return? And number 7, finally, is it not a fact that the demand for extradition of Rana, one of the chief perpetrators of the 26/11 terror attack, was made as late as in 2020 and not during 6 years of Congress rule after 26/11? So in short, Rahul, the Congress made sure the Indians didn't just surrender to the Italians. They surrendered to the Americans and the Pakistanis. And Modi now is making sure that Indians never surrender to any 3 of them.
Well, Sanjay Jha, I mean, the facts have been put out by P. Chidambaram. As clear as day. He's spoken to a news channel. Probably you've heard that interview. But you know, the Congress has got into this sort of pathology of questioning all institutions. For example, they questioned the ECI and over this entire SIR poll cleanup and poll roll cleanup. And when the time has come really to ask pointed questions, there have been 0 questions asked. So nothing has gone on record, insinuations have been made. Similarly, the IAF today is a victim of the worst form of character assassination along with the establishment, which is Modi and the I.N.D.A., on the basis of some weird Trumpian commentary. I mean, this sort of, I don't know. I mean, whose interest is the Congress party today serving?
Rahul, good evening to you and to all the 3 other fellow panelists on the program today. Let me start by actually borrowing from my friend Anand and only mention a couple of facts. I will take less time than what Anand has taken. Fact number 1 exactly the same BJP and the right-wing ecosystem fusillade was done against the Congress after 26/11. Guess what the people of India said though? The people of India 6 months later, when the BJP shamelessly went on a campaign exploiting the blood of the innocent victims of 26/11, they campaigned on it. The people of India voted the Congress in the UPA with a bigger number and credited Dr. Manmohan Singh's political leadership and the way he handled it. That's the people's mandate fact that cannot be changed by Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister's rhetoric a couple of days earlier. Fact number 2, 1947, 1965, 1971 wars. Please do not try and teach the Congress politics or its government for the way it comprehensively defeated Pakistan. Let's not even go down that road, honestly. Point number 3, Kargil. The shepherds discovered that there was an infiltration happening at the borders. So much for security and intelligence under the Vajpayee government or the BJP government. Point number 4, Kandahar hijack happens and the Home Minister of India is not even aware of it. Wow. Remarkable. I mean, this is the national security standard under the BJP. Should we talk about the parliament attack? Let me give you the other one. Pulwama. I don't know whether, Rahul, you have been to Pulwama. Actually, on the highway, there is the CRPF the whole commandment there. 40 people innocent soldiers are blown apart. We do Balakot and say, well, everything is done. And then Pahalgam happens. Pahalgam massacre happens when the Prime Minister and the Home Minister are telling the people of India, we have obliterated terrorism and militancy after Article 370. And then, last but not the least, the humiliation of Donald Trump. Can you imagine a foreign power interfering in our domestic affairs, a bilateral issue with Pakistan, and claiming credit 30 times over? I'm not even going to go down the road, Rahul, but you are aware, the Saudi pact with Pakistan on defense, Munir and Prime Minister Sharif sitting in the White House for the second or third time. You have the Chabahar sanctions on the port removed. I mean, we are isolated in our own neighborhood. China and Pakistan are openly in a military
partnership.
We are weak.
No, but does that...
We are weak.
What is the point that you're making? What
we are weak under Mr. Modi as the Prime Minister of India.
We are weak under Mr. Modi.
India's national security and foreign policy is a mammoth failure.
Dr. Ranganathan, since you mentioned him, quick first right to respond, and then after that, Pradeep Bhandari, the BJP national spokesperson. Yes.
No, thank you. Just a couple of points, because Sanjay mentioned a lot of points, but I'm glad that Sanjay has finally accepted that the BJP under Prime Minister Modi is not corrupt, has not indulged in any scams, has not perpetrated...
That's a separate subject. I can go on for 100 hours on the electoral bond, Rafael, Adani. I can go on and on for 100 hours.
Okay.
Rahul.
Okay, let him respond, sir. Let him respond.
I was absolutely silent when you were talking, so please listen to me. The reason why I'm saying that you have accepted that BJP is not corrupt, that on Rafale, on Adani, on any other issue, the BJP is not corrupt and not to be blamed, is because, according to your logic, that the BJP was wrong because after 26/11, 6 months later, elections were held and the Indian people rejected the BJP's assertions. So when the Indian people reject Rahul's assertions that Modi is corrupt in 2019, in 2024, would you accept that Rahul Gandhi is wrong? Would you? Yes or no?
Let the
because
people
people have rejected all those things and accepted.
Some matters
they've decided 3 times, Sanjay.
Some matters are not yet concluded. They haven't even been investigated properly yet.
Right.
So let's keep the jury
out. Hang on.
Rahul, let's keep the jury out.
I just want to ask one question.
You know it.
I just want to ask one question. Did the Congress respond after 26/11 militarily, sir?
Well, I think I have been a great admirer of Shiv Shankar Menon's entire role as an NSA and the way the government handled it. And let me tell you,
did he not admit that there was no military action and they decided against it, which pretty much echoes what Chidambaram has said and what Manish Tiwari has also now come out and confirmed?
Yeah, I mean,
yes. So you
Rahul,
did not
you are
react.
aware
No, I understand.
Rahul, you are aware
Look,
it led to the international isolation of
I
Pakistan.
will
completely.
not, I will not,
And
I
Pakistan
only
paid
asked
a
you,
huge
I
price.
only asked you about kinetic action, sir, nothing much more. I only asked you about kinetic action, nothing much more. I mean, it led to the international isolation of Pakistan, but you engaged Pakistan right after, so you didn't isolate it. The UPA was doing
That's a
cricket.
bilateral
No,
problem.
cricket.
It's a bilateral
sir, but
problem.
you gave the reason for the world to then say, well, if the Indians don't really mind hobnobbing with the Pakistanis, having biryani on the sidelines of a cricket match, then why we?
Please don't,
why
Rahul,
we,
talk about
why
a
we?
cricket match now,
Okay,
please.
okay. Let me
Don't
bring
start
it.
a cricket match drama. We all know what happened in the Asia Cup.
I'm just saying.
It was embarrassing.
I'm just saying.
Well,
I'm
I
just
have
saying,
been-
sir.
It was so
I'm just saying.
embarrassing, the
No
Asia
one
Cup.
shared a stage with the
It's a
Pakistanis. I'm against those matches. Completely against those matches. But at least we didn't share a stage and shake their hands and do all sorts of other
come on, Rahul, that is just
bilateralism.
cosmetic, you
At
know
least we
that.
didn't do all of that. So I'm
That's
glad
cosmetic.
it ended there. Yeah, fair enough, sir. You might have those views. I share those views with you. But the point is, viewers, no kinetic action, and then you rehabilitate bilaterally Pakistan. You meet the Pakistani establishment. In fact, you say diplomacy will work. Of course, viewers, after that, it didn't. We all know, sensationally. Yes, Mr. Bhandari, would you like to respond?
Well-
and then I want to bring in Dr. Raman.
Well, Rahul, I've been listening to your panelists from the last 18 minutes, and I will not go around the world in 18 minutes. I will stick to pure facts, unlike Sanjay. I have with me the book called Choices by then Foreign Secretary Shiv Shankar Menon, so I'm not quoting half-truths like Sanjay, and I would begin my argument by
read the
quoting
book,
certain
don't worry.
things. And I quote then Foreign Secretary under UPA. He believed that India should have attacked the LET headquarters in Muridke, and even Pranab Mukherjee seemed to agree with him and spoke publicly of all the options being available. So you had under the UPA then Foreign Secretary wanting India to attack Pakistan. You had Mr. Pranab Mukherjee wanting India to attack Pakistan. You had a scenario where the IAF also wanted to attack Pakistan and had presented a plan. So this nation wants to know, and the country wants to know, who in the UPA government superseded all of them and politically vetoed India acting Pakistani terror. Our charge is it is Mrs. Sonia Gandhi. Because in the last 11 years of the UPA government when it was in power, I challenge my dear friend Sanjay Jha to show a single statement of Srimati Sonia Gandhi condemning state actors in Pakistan responsible for 26/11. Not a single statement. So who superseded the then Home Minister Mr. Chidambaram, who in his individual opinion wanted India to attack Pakistan, now is under no political compulsion? It is Srimati Sonia Gandhi. Look at the pattern. A year later, Sharmal Sheikh, there is a joint statement which Mr. Ranganathan was speaking about. And in that joint statement, you have India agreeing to be mentioning Baluchistan in the joint statement, with Pakistan not yet taken action against the Mumbai terror attack. And a year later, you had the UPA government releasing more than 20 dreaded Pakistani terrorists, including Abdul Latif, who carried out the Pathankot attack. So my charge here is the following and threefold. A, can Sonia Gandhi, can Sanjay Jha on your show bring out a single statement of Sonia Gandhi calling out state actors in Pakistan responsible for Mumbai terror attack? B, can Sanjay Jha say who was more senior than P. Chidambaram, Pranab Mukherjee, then Foreign Secretary and the NSA, who politically vetoed the India's attack on Pakistan? And three, will the Congress party officially apologize to this country? Don't beat around the bush for not attacking Pakistan.
Okay.
But the Congress stand has
Straight
been
question.
similar. In Operation Sindur also Congress said कि हिंदुस्तान के कितने जहाज गिरे. तो ये रिश्ता पाकिस्तान से क्या कहलाता है संजय झा कि दिल को खोल के देखोगे कांग्रेस का तो हिंदुस्तानी नहीं दिखेगा, उसमें पाकिस्तानी दाग दिखेगा.
Sanjay Jha,
Yeah,
very
yeah.
quick
Now,
question
a
to
quick
you.
response, Rahul,
Very
a
quick
quick
question
response.
to you.
Yeah.
Very quick question to you, sir. Why didn't the UPA retaliate? Simple.
Okay. Now here is the answer. Here is the answer why the UPA didn't do it. I think Dr. Manmohan Singh is on record to say that it was a very calibrated and a balanced decision despite pressures from multiple counts. But here is my answer to Mr. Bhandari. You can attack the
Okay,
Gandhi
okay, one
family as
second.
much as you
One
want.
second, one second. Let
But
me
here,
just-
Bhandari साहब, जरा आपके लिए
एक
छोटा सा
मिनट
प्रश्न
मैं
है
जरा
यार.
एक मिनट खोल लेता हूँ
Surrender ji,
डॉक्टर
why are
सुमन
you
सी
so
रमन
upset because
one
Narendra
second
surrender has become so popular?
Okay, one second.
Narendra
Doctor-
surrender has become popular.
Doctor
Sir, you
because
can be
despite
happy with
being
your
told by the
Instagram reel and
American
TikTok
president
videos.
30 times,
That does not
the
get you
Prime
votes.
Minister has not
Okay.
been able to contradict him.
One second,
30
Dr.
times.
Raman, Dr.
And the
Raman.
Prime Minister cannot contradict
Let me
him.
bring in Dr.
How
Raman.
shameful.
Let me bring in Dr. Raman. Dr. Raman. It's a simple
30
question.
times.
Condoleezza Rice swings into town 2 days after 26/11, according to P. Chidambaram, and forces the UPA to stand down despite the FM HM wanting to retaliate. Is that the definition of surrender or not, sir? Simple question to you.
Rahul, before I get to answer that question, I find it amazing that we are still obsessed with optics and not what actually develops on the ground. Everything seems to be about getting a reaction or perception being created. Beyond that, what is happening on the ground? Let us look at two facts. Now, I think Dr. Ranganathan spoke about inviting Pakistan and so on for some inquiry. What happened after Pathankot in 2016? Who invited ISI to come and investigate here? So what are we talking about? China was the bad guy till 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago. Now China is not such a bad guy. He may be Hindi Chini.
But that
bye-bye
doesn't
again.
preclude. No, one
Look,
second.
the foreign
Dr. Raman.
policy is not the strong point
It's
of this
not the
government.
foreign policy
Please.
we are talking about, it's
Please.
military policy, sir.
Military
You're confusing
policy
two
also
issues.
is a problem.
One second.
We
It's
were
a problem.
pounding it. Yes, we were pounding their air bases in Operation Sindu.
Yeah,
For 24 hours later, ceasefire.
yes.
We were hammering them. In fact, all these names which you showed on the menu are of those bases which Indian Air Force hammered.
Okay.
Yes or no? So
Yeah,
why
of
was
course.
there a
I mean,
ceasefire in
it's
24
only you
hours?
people who have doubted it. We don't
No,
doubt
you tell
it.
me,
It
what
is
was,
yes.
What was the reason for a ceasefire in 24 hours?
Because you achieved your
Because
objectives.
President Trump asked for it.
You achieved your
He
objectives,
said it
sir.
43
No, the
times.
Pakistanis
He
called
said
you.
it 43 times.
Okay, quick one. Quick. Dr. Raman,
He said
Dr.
it
Ranganathan.
43
Yes.
times.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Normally, I admire, of course, I always admire Dr. Raman, and he's normally very erudite and very specific with its facts, but he's got this one completely wrong. I'm sorry, he's just uttered a lie. When did we bomb Pakistani terror hideouts and their military installations in the wake of 26/11? Please don't lie, Dr. Raman.
I'm talking about Operation Sindoor, sir. What are we talking about?
Now please allow me. Rahul.
So, why
Yeah,
do
yeah.
you accept a ceasefire?
Let him.
We did not bomb.
Since you don't react to external influence.
Okay,
Sorry for
Since
setting
you
a trap
do
for you,
not-
Dr. Raman.
since you
Sorry
do
for
not
setting a trap
accept
for you.
external
When our
influence-
military
let him
chief-
speak,
Please
no?
tell me. Let me
Please allow
finish.
me. Please let me finish. Please let me
Let him
finish.
finish, sir. Let him finish.
Sorry to have set a trap for you. When our military chiefs wanted to bomb Pakistani terror hideouts in the wake of 26/11, we didn't do so. We have done so now. And you are castigating us for doing so now and giving
I'm
the
not.
Congress a
I'm-
free run
I'm saying,
for not
look,
doing so
you
then.
You said we buckled under pressure and did not retaliate after 26/11. I'm
Yes.
saying we buckled under some pressure to go for a
But at
ceasefire
least we
in 24
retaliated,
hours.
sir.
Arre, we
At
are-
least we
24
can
hours.
put out a menu.
No. At the end of the day,
No,
buckling
Rahul,
under
I
pressure is
take
a-
objection.
This is like
No,
this
I
is like
take
the student.
objection.
1 second. This is like the student who got 100 marks is being said that listen, no, sorry.
Look, Rahul,
you should have
you've got
got
to
no,
make
no.
up your
You should have
mind.
got 100 in
You've
both
got to make
subjects
up your mind.
by the student
You've
who
got
got
to
0
make up
out of
your mind.
100.
What is the
This is
topic
amazing.
here? What is
Pradeep
the topic
Bhandari,
here?
as an Indian citizen,
It
is
not a
asking this
topic.
question, not just
You
as a
said-
BJP spokesperson,
you said-
and everybody out here is an Indian citizen.
India buckled
And an
to
Indian
external
citizen needs
pressure.
to know who in the UPA government did not let India attack Pakistan.
Look.
This is a matter of national security. Who was it?
Bhandari,
Was it
you
Srimati
mentioned
Sonia
that the
Gandhi?
British government
Sanjay
was
Jha, your
the
politics
policy of
can
one
be
man.
can happen tomorrow. You are an
The
Indian
UPA
first,
was
Sanjay. A
the
Gandhi Vadra
decision
family
making.
loyalist later. Speak from your heart.
not
Ask
running
Mrs.
a
Sonia Gandhi to
dictatorial
come
fashion.
clean.
If you do not know it,
Okay.
if you
UP
do not know
was
Okay,
not
can I
running
just
a
ask? Can I just ask?
democratic
One
fashion.
second, one
These key
second.
decisions
One
after
second. Let me
being
just
in
throw
power
open
for
a.
12 years.
Okay, gentlemen, just
What
let me
can
throw
one say?
open. Just throw open one question, simple question. Is it better to have retaliated? Or was it better to have not retaliated, Sanjay Jha?
Well, let me give you one example. You remember in Pulwama,
So it's a
after the
strange question.
terrible
It's
intelligence
a straight
and
question.
security
Is it better to
failure,
have retaliated
Narendra Modi
after?
went to town.
Okay,
Just
sir.
let me finish. Narendra Modi went to town saying, "Ghar mein ghus ke marenge," and we have finished terror.
घर में
and now
घुस के तो
nobody
मारे हैं
cares.
सर.
And
मैं
then
यही पूछ रहा हूँ
Pahalgam
आपसे.
happened.
Is it better to
And
have
then
घर में घुस के
Pahalgam
मारोड
happened.
than not to have मारोड at all?
Pahalgam happened.
Okay.
And in Pahalgam, the government has no defense.
Okay.
Even
So
today, you
I'm
have
asking
no
you a simple
apology from the
question, Sanjay
government.
ji. I'm asking you a very simple
27
question.
innocent people were massacred.
No, I
Who's
understand.
responsible for it?
It's terrible.
Have you seen
but
a
I want
resignation?
to ask you. I want to ask
Have you
you a
seen a
simple
resignation
question.
from the
Is it
government?
better to have? Is it better?
Have you seen a
One
resignation
second,
from
sir,
the government?
please. Is it better to have taken action, or
It
is
is a
it better to
case-to-case
have
issue, my dear
not
friend.
taken action? Yes or
It is
no?
a case-to-case issue, my friend. You can't just. This
Okay.
is not like answering. A,
So viewers,
kind of
here
a
we
quick
have a
question,
situation where no one is
JEE
making a
exam
claim.
one.
No, one second. No one is making a claim. A statement of fact has been put out that Condoleezza Rice swung in to New Delhi.
He's being misinterpreted. He's
oh,
being
please, sir.
misquoted.
You know,
Chidambaram is saying
you
it.
know, don't take.
Chidambaram wrong.
You
No,
don't.
So what was the pressure?
In
Okay,
fact,
Rahul,
Dr.
let me.
No, one
Manmohan
second.
Singh
Let's
said
let's
we
look at the book.
resisted the pressure.
There is a
No,
book
this is
written
the
there. He's wrong. He's been misquoted.
Please
This
go
gentleman
to
has been
Secretary.
misquoted.
Dr. Manmohan Singh.
Manish Tiwari, he's wrong. Chidambaram is wrong. Only Rahul Gandhi is right. If that's the case, viewers, I have nothing more to say.
Dr. Manmohan Singh's statement.
I know what Dr.
You
Manmohan
have it
Singh's
in your
statement is.
archives.
Manmohan Singh said
He
we
said
should
we
prime. No,
resisted
no.
all pressure.
Manmohan Singh said that we
resisted
prize.
all pressure.
One second. Manmohan Singh said very simply this, viewers. After doing nothing, he did squat, but he said, you see, we thought we'd give diplomacy a chance. And he gave it, viewers, and Pakistan took it. Anyhow, viewers, it might sound strange to you, but I'm getting a real delight. There are a lot of naysayers around, but I just want to repeat those words once again, that menu list. I have to because it's something that I have been savoring.
This 1.0, you will have a 2.0 also.
I have been savoring this.
This says Modi
for the
government,
whole day.
2.0, 3.0 all.
I can't wait to read
I
it
will
out.
send this menu list to Sanjay.
Imagine going.
Sanjay
One
is a very
second.
good friend who loves
Okay, let me
food.
have my.
Bhandari
Let me
ji,
have
who
my.
went to have biryani at
Okay, let me
Nawaz
have
Sharif's
my.
birthday
Let me
in
have my.
Lahore.
Let me have my
Rahul
dessert.
Pindi biryani.
Okay, let me have my. Okay, let me have my just desserts, please. Just 1 second, viewers. Look at the
I have
inventiveness.
Rahuri
Okay,
desserts.
please, 1 second. Just look at the just desserts. Come on, let's have some fun at the expense of Pakistan. Why are we grudging ourselves having
Sanjay's
fun?
having a problem.
Why
Rahul,
should
we
we
are
have?
laughing. Why is
Why
Sanjay
should we not
so-
at least have
why
fun
is
at the
Sanjay
expense
getting
of
so
Pakistan?
rattled?
Let's go back to that graphic once before I move on to the next debate, which is also viewers.
Sanjay had 3 cups of
Please,
black
okay.
coffee.
Rawalpindi chicken tikka masala, viewers. It's almost, I can taste the flavors of Punjab there. Rafiki Rara mutton. Viewers, the alliteration there is a winner. Okay, Sanjay Jha, you can at least smile. Come on. It's pretty clever. It's pretty clever. Come on. Bholari paneer methi malai. I mean, it just sounds as if it has come straight out of the, the woke. Shukur Sham Savera Kofta. I just love this. I mean, it just suggests you can walk in there anytime, Suveya Sham, and have the little dollop that you got there. Sargoda Dal Makhani. It's almost as if it's been tarkoed, viewers, for hours. Sargoda.
I'm
It
off
sounds
for
like
dinner
this.
now. Please don't do this.
Okay, Jakebabad Meva Palau. I mean, it looks like a Meva Palau there, viewers. Everything blown.
my charges-
Bhavalpur naan,
Wow.
absolutely flattened Bhavalpur down to the ramparts. Okay, Balakot tiramisu. There's an Italian flavor there also, viewers. I don't know who thought of this, but maybe, it's again a fusion dish. So you can imagine what the thought behind that is. Muzaffarabad kulfi faluda. I mean, that does look like a kulfi faluda if there was ever one. Murudke, meetha pan. This I love because it suggests that we really bit muridke and chewed it out and spat it out like what it is now, viewers. So remember
But
this.
Rahul, why is Sanjay so serious and why is Sanjay
It's
not
okay,
enjoying
it's okay,
it?
it's okay. It's
So
okay.
why is
Fine.
he
They
not
don't find
doing
it
it? My
amusing.
friend
They
from
think it's
Sanjay.
just childish and nonsensical, but I find it quite nice and I'm savoring it. Anyhow, let's move on, viewers. Sorry to have indulged my own self on this show when I shouldn't have, but it was just so delightful. Viewers, I need to move on because there is a story that we need to talk about, and it so sums up the pitiable condition with which we have to put up with horrible, absolutely horrible physical infrastructure in our cities, viewers. You may find it strange, but we have it from no less than the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka that London and Bengaluru have more in common than not, at least when it comes to the state of traffic congestion. You could have said, yes, they have a lot in common with regards to IQ. I would say Bengaluru far exceeds. You could have said the number of dollar billionaires, perhaps we would have been at par. But traffic congestion, viewers, is a bit of a stretch. D.K. Shivkumar, Deputy Chief Minister, says, and I quote, how to sort out the traffic congestion. He was answering a question, how to sort out the traffic problem. Even in London, they have to travel if they don't use public transport, if they are in the car for 3 hours. Even in Delhi, 1.5 hours from the airport to the parliament, and you need 1.5 hours to travel. But Bengaluru is making more noise than Mumbai, Chennai, Hyderabad or whatever they said, because we are very free to all our friends and our social media is picking up, unquote, viewers. So D.K. Shivkumar may not be entirely wrong, viewers. I'll concede central London is packed largely because there are strict entry regulations and hefty access charges, and thus it can take a long time to negotiate its narrow streets, which were built 300 years ago. But to make a comparison is to be highly tendentious with the facts. Unlike London, traffic slows in Bengaluru because of potholes, poor drainage, flooding, traffic mismanagement, garbage, dug up roads and bylanes, and general lack of planning and options. Which is why surveys place Bengaluru at number 3 in the global rankings for traffic congestion. Bengaluru clinched this third spot globally on the slowest moving city index. Average city centre travel time of 34 minutes and 10 seconds per 10 kilometers. Bengaluru's time is 50 seconds slower than last year even. The biggest year-over-year increase among the top 5 cities. The source is the 14 TomTom traffic index, viewers. Not just surveyors, but Bengaluru has drawn complaints from prominent residents, including former Infosys CFO Mohandas Pai is going to be joining us on this show. Biocon chairperson Kiran Majumdar-Shaw, as well as companies like Blackbuck, which cited commuting challenges as a reason to move offices from Bengaluru's outer ring road. Shiva Kumar's analogy could be an attempt at diverting from the issue of misgovernance. It makes a mockery. Citizens' pain and worse suggests that apathy is Congress's guarantee, viewers. I want to begin this conversation by going straight across to Mohandas Pai. Okay, we don't quite have him right now. Okay, we've lost him, though he did speak to us, viewers. Nonetheless, I just want to quickly go across to Mr. Sanjay Jha on this point. Mr. Sanjay Jha, what a Dulali comparison is this? This is absolutely absurd. It's bizarre. We are mocking the pain of the citizens. Some of them are individuals who are speaking out. Not only Mohandas Pai has spoken out, but you have a very big company that decided to move offices. You have Kiran Majumdar-Shaw. I mean, come on, can we get away by making such, to use a traffic expression, diversion?
Okay, Rahul, I believe it's a very serious issue. Let me answer you very quickly. Firstly, Bangalore or Bengaluru has had a notorious reputation for bad traffic for a long time over successive governments. So stop targeting the Congress party, which seems to be the fetish of many people, but you are free to do that. The larger issue is that urban infrastructure is a massive problem. I think everybody who lives in Gurgaon is aware, or Gurugram is aware of I saw the pictures on social media, and it was like horrific to see how long that jam was, right? We did not blame Narendra Modi on your program on that particular day, unfortunately. The larger problem that we have is corruption across the government that we have in power. You have seen airports, you have seen trains, you have seen the number of highways recently inaugurated that have collapsed, that have got nothing to do with the Congress. So I think it's a larger issue of political malfeasance, slothful governance, poor, shall we say, civic amenities being done by the engineers who have been given the task, and a minting of money by those who have been given the private contracts. Okay. It's a problem that we all face.
Is this a fairly well-known problem, sir? This minting of money, fairly well-known problem?
I think there is enough on record to suggest
Enough on record.
that we are one
How
of the
many
most
years
corrupt
has the
countries
Congress
in the
been in
world.
power now
And
in
we know which
Karnataka? If they
party
know
has
this
been in
open
power for the
secret,
last
what are they
11
doing
years?
about it, viewers? Or are some of their own people on the take? I mean, by now, viewers, if you
We
knew
know
there
who
was
has
an
been
obvious...
in power for the last 11 years.
Okay, that doesn't matter. I'm asking you, sir. You came out with solutions. You won an election promising guarantees to change the lives of ordinary citizens.
Yeah.
The BJP was punished. They lost the election. You've been in power for 3 years now, sir. And you know that there is corruption rampant. You yourself are saying it. It's a well-known thing. Has anyone gone to jail?
Well, Rahul, let me tell you, you're talking about companies leaving Bengaluru. Look at the number of millionaires, dollar millionaires who are
Rahul,
leaving India. That's
the
a bigger
last
problem. Look at the people leaving India.
checked,
That's the
my dear
biggest
friend
problem we should
Sanjay,
worry
the
about.
last I checked, it was Congress party in government in Karnataka, and the Congress had won with absolute mandate promising people of Karnataka change. But look at what DK Shiv Kumar says, and I quote DK Shiv Kumar, have moved heaven and earth, but mafias are not allowing us to solve garbage issues and pothole issues. Bangalore under Congress has become the second slowest city with every 10 kilometers taking 30 minutes. Because of this, 43,439 road accidents have taken place in Karnataka with rise of 30.3% in the roads of Bengaluru. And the Congress party here is saying that it is helpless, it cannot do anything.
Bhandari,
so which is that invisible
which
hand which is
country has the
preventing the
highest
deputy
number of
chief
road
minister and the chief
accidents?
minister in Karnataka from acting?
Bhandari
It is
ji,
Mr. Rahul Gandhi because
which
they are experts
country
of
has the
corruption.
highest number
So they
of
will
road
have money
accidents?
to increase the salaries
Answer
of
the
the
question.
MLAs. They will have time to fight musical chairs between who will be the next chief minister, between DK Shiv
What
Kumar
this
and
tells me-
Siddaramaiah. But they do not have time to fix the pothole problem.
Rahul,
If
I
you
want
cannot
to
do
ask him
it,
which
leave the
country
government
has
and we
the
will do
highest
it.
number of road
Leave the
accidents?
government and we will do it in
This
1
has
year.
nothing to do with
Okay,
BJP and
just one
Congress.
small point I want to make to all you gentlemen. Look, I began by saying, this urban rot cuts across all states, all governments. They're all taking you for a ride, viewers. Toll cess, this cess, license cess, car running cess. They give you nothing in return. Petrol pe to cess hi cess hai. Especially the state level, viewers.
And BJP
And
is the
then, no,
maximum
don't make
number
this
of
about
states.
BJP. Sanjay Jha, come on.
Leon
You live in
ji,
Bombay.
maximum
You
You
number
live
of
in
states.
Bombay. You live in Bombay, for God's sake, sir. I mean, come
And
on. I
BJP
mean,
is
you know,
the power.
you've also been in power in Bombay.
Sanjay
Look,
lives
let's
in
be,
Bandra,
let's,
one of the most high-end apartments. He's not seen the hinterland. I would appeal to my dear friend Sanjay, who's a very good friend, to take a flight to Bengaluru and see the situation there. He's living in a good place because it's the BJP government.
Just a minute. I just want to say one thing, viewers. Look, we can get into a standard tutu meme fight here. One person points a finger at the other. The fact is, you judge a government by the change it brings in. Isn't it, Dr. Ranganathan? You judge a government by the change it brings in. It's easy to criticize, but when you wear the shoe, when you wear that cap, you've got to deliver.
Now,
You don't make others wear the cap.
Rahul, thank you. And the reason why I normally wouldn't implore you to, make me say what I want to say. But here, the problem with the other two panelists is, although of course they're very dear friends, but they are taking sides of their respective parties. When my good friend Pradeep says, look at the situation in Karnataka, I tell him, look at the situation in BJP ruled states. It is a catastrophe. Absolute. And Mohan has just joined us.
Yeah.
I mean, not a day goes by when in the morning he tweets, about the situation in Bangalore. And in the evening he comes back and he sees all those comments. So this is party agnostic, as you said. The problem with BJP, I'll tell you what the problem with BJP is. BJP is excellent at creating infrastructure, but large infrastructure. They have constructed magnificent rail lines, airports just yesterday, highways, incredible. But when it comes to last mile connectivity, when it comes to internal roads, when it comes to, the infrastructure that the urban people, most of them taxpayers pay, it is worse than Congress or as bad as Congress. Every time, believe me, I'm a non-violent man, but every time I pass 7 racecourse roads or Lok Tilak, whatever it is called now.
Lok Kalyan.
Lok Kalyan Marg. I want to carry a shovel and a pickaxe and I want to create potholes outside on that road because I want the Prime Minister to suffer what we are suffering. And one of the reasons why I still admire Pradeep right now because he's young. He's not taken into that skin of the old politician. Soon, right now he's staying in the places where we stay in Delhi. But soon, 10 years time, he's going to progress and stay in Lutyens, Delhi. He won't give a RA to what we are suffering. This is the problem with politicians.
Yeah, very quickly, Pradeep Bhandari, and I want to bring in Mr. Mohandas Pai. He's the man who lives there. So I'm going to get his perspective.
Well, I understand the sentiment of Anand, but the truth is that the cities which are governed by the Bharatiya Janata Party are seeing the fastest rate of change. Like you saw a massive change in urban infrastructure at scale, I guarantee you in writing, Mr. Ranganathan, in the next 10 years, you will see a massive transformation of our cities, which are happening at a faster pace. We are not passing the buck like the Congress party. There is no mafia here.
One second. 10 years also, it's been BJP in Gurgaon.
Have you seen the Minto Bridge?
No, 1 second.
Before we came to power in Delhi,
10 years,
you had
10
Minto
years,
Bridge
one
being
second,
flooded. I challenge my dear friend Anand to take his car to the Minto Bridge and he will be proud about it.
10 years have already passed. A decade has passed. Gurgaon is still, you know where it is, viewers. We just saw those pictures. Anyhow, I don't want to get, as I said, viewers, I don't want stump speeches. That's the last thing we want. It's telling you very clearly that even the alternative is not doing any better. The Congress is actually in a pothole. But I want to bring in Mr. Pai. Mr. Pai, what do you make of this statement by D.K. Shivkumar? Is he right?
Well, I think the analogy is long. I've been to London many times. I'm sure he has been there. There is congestion, but the traffic is well managed. There are no potholes there. There is much more discipline on the London streets. And they've got a very well managed traffic system. The congestion is not as bad as Bangalore. Bangalore in the outer ring road, if you go, there's no hope. There are all kinds of traffic going all over the place. The road is not well done. There are multiple potholes and there is work going on in a very haphazard manner. So I don't think the comparison is apt or the comparison is the same. I mean, it is just to show people, the problem is there everywhere. And, we also have the problem, nothing unique. The uniqueness of the Bangalore problem is the mismanagement of the city. Is the fact that there are so many potholes which never seem to end. Is the fact that over the last 3-4 years, as the media says, about 7,000 crores have been spent on filling potholes. They never used to go away. And the deep corruption in the entire system, which keeps going multiple potholes. And there seems to be a pothole mafia, which is there to make sure potholes don't get filled. And the unending construction on the busiest road in Bangalore, which has more than 900,000 people working in technology in that 120-kilometer road. So I think the analogy is not correct. And I think it's just trying to give it, just to say, hey, to trivialize what is happening in Bangalore.
Okay, look, I've run out of time on this section. No, I've run out of time on this section. We've heard a citizen's voice, and I want to just leave it at that, viewers. This is a Bangalorean speaking to the government there. I think he's made a point. It's a wrong analogy. Don't draw it. Don't mock the situation that Bangaloreans suffer every day. Just don't do it. Have respect. Let's move on, viewers. As the saying goes, justice delayed is justice denied. Here's the reality. As of August 2025, the Supreme Court of India had 88,000 plus pending cases, nearly 70,000 civil and over 18,000 criminal. That's the highest backlog ever recorded according to the National Judicial Data Grid. And now, here's the part that should wake us all up and make us sit up and notice. A report originally prepared by the Brookings Institution, co-authored by Shamika Ravi, and recently shared by her in her capacity as PMEAC, which is the Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council member. There she is on the right, has thrown light on a truth most people don't talk about. If the Supreme Court had simply worked 10% more days, say every second Saturday since 1950, it would have delivered 14,359 more judgments, a 28% jump in total output. Viewers, the facts are on your screens. On an average, since 1950, CJIs, whenever they have been in office, average number of judgments, about 1,120 per CJI. SC output not driven by bench size, but how often it sits and decides. A 1% rise in judgment days leads to a 2.8 to 3.4% rise in total judgments passed per day, showing compounding gains from better utilization of sitting days. In other words, if only the SC sat, took less holidays and sat, we would have had more pending cases cleared. If SC just sat 10% more days, say by hearing cases every second Saturday, it would have delivered 14,000 or 28% additional judgments. Contrary to expectations, adding more judges did not significantly increase the number of judgments per day. All it needs is to sit more often, and I want to open this up, viewers. Has the time come? Has the time come, viewers, for these justices, the milords, to forego some of these holidays? They get about 170 on an average in a year, viewers, and you think about it. They say we need it so our minds can be refreshed, so we can think. But just think about it, viewers. Are they really any different from us? I mean, this luxury doesn't extend to anyone else. The ordinary Indian is legally entitled to a minimum of 15 paid annual leaves after 240 days of service. They get additional casual and sick leaves depending on the State Shops and Establishment Act. Surely the ordinary Indian is not above suffering, burnout. Is it, doctor?
Good evening, Rahul, and good evening to my fellow panelist, Jayant, and his dog. Always a pleasure to be on the same panel as him. I'm sure his Henry is somewhere around next to Jayant.
Who has the worst bark and bite? I don't know. Jay Anant is going to bite me today. The dog will bark. I'm happy. Jay Anant, don't sink your fangs into me. I'm only asking a question that a lot of Indians ask. Doctor, yeah.
I'm just happy that, if at all I am hauled up for contempt, Jayant has agreed to fight for me pro bono. So,
always.
Yes. Look, Shamika has come up with a great report. I congratulate her. But the fact is, may I humbly disagree with her? The judges can have vacations, according to me. Judiciary cannot. And that is the problem. The judiciary shuts down. It should never shut down for a month and a half. I have no problem if a judge wants to go on a vacation, but his bench or his seat should immediately be replaced with another. And that is the problem. And I repeat, a judge can have a vacation, a judiciary can't. And it is because the judiciary indulges in all this, we have right now 53.5 million pending cases. Rahul, that is more than the population of South Korea or Kenya. And in the time we are taking to dispose of these cases, it is going to take 323 years for us to clear the backlog. We have 20 judges per million Indian population. America is 185. 29% of all judges' position of high courts are lying vacant. 19% of all magistrate positions are lying vacant. And these people, when they say, the Chief Justice recently said, we are going to give speedy and affordable justice. In the affordability and speedy rank, India ranks 107th, below Sri Lanka, below Nepal. It is a catastrophe. And I'm sure people like Jayant are irritated by it, but they are not doing anything about it. Sorry, I just thought I'll bring you in, Jayant.
Mr. Dehadrai.
Good evening, Rahul. And of course, it's always a pleasure to be on the same panel as Dr. Ranganathan. See, he makes some very good points, excellent points. But there's one very crucial statistic, one very crucial figure that he's missed, and which is shocking, that out of the union budget, 0.1%, Rahul, is allocated to the judiciary, for the functioning of the judiciary. So that really is, as I said, it's difficult to disagree with him. As Indians, we demand, we expect speedy delivery of justice. But when you have, as he rightly put it, only 20 judges per million, when the Law Commission itself says that it should at least be 50 per million, which is what explains, the predicament that we find ourselves in. But that's only one part of the problem.
But sir, one second. The report says that it's not the number of judges, it's the sittings. Surely a judge who takes about 170 days off, I know that certain changes have been made recently, so it may not be at that extreme, but maybe still 100 odd days in a year, third of the year you take off. I mean, I think, look, if you just simply put, justice cannot take a vacation. I think that's what Dr. Ranganathan was saying when the nation is waiting for verdicts.
Yes, but if I may weigh in on that. So that, the first part was, in terms of budgetary allocation. Yeah. And I've always felt personally that India's greatest issues have arisen from, improper and poor resource allocation. And this is no different also, this situation that we find ourselves in. But coming to the second part of what you've said, the disgruntlement, it is only natural. Think about it. We're a country of 1.4 billion. You have only 34 judges in the Honorable Supreme Court. That's one part of the problem. The high courts, if you calculate all of the judges who are serving there, it's about 750. And the sanctioned strength is, maybe about 1100 odd is the sanctioned strength. Correct. Now, this is, if you ask me, really the root of the problem. We need to pump in at least 5% of our union budget if we intend to become a rule of law economy in the future. And I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful that the Honorable Prime Minister is alive to this, this issue. And it's not fair in my view. I say this very vehemently with great respect. It is not fair in my view to blame our judges alone. And please allow me to point out why.
Whenever the judges decided that they're going to write a petition, for example, to the law minister to say, hey, increase the number of...
You've forgotten, Rahul. You've forgotten the speech delivered by a former Chief Justice. I think it was Justice Thakur.
You see, that's the
who
problem.
Had tears in his eyes.
Yeah, it all ends at the tears. Where is he now?
And he wanted
where is he now?
Returning.
Where is he now? I mean, I'm just.
So let me please say one more thing, and of course, then I'll yield to Dr. Ranganathan. And he has, he's a nationalist. I mean, he's a die-hard nationalist. So whatever he says really comes from. He's a patriot and a nationalist, both of it. And I think both are not different. But listen. Our judges, and I can tell you this for a fact, are the most overworked judges perhaps in the world. And they are overworked because there is also, and you will agree with me, a massive influx of fresh cases every single day. We are a highly litigious lot. Well, we love to litigate.
That's right. There are a lot of people who are overworked in this world. I just want to bring it. I mean, the Prime Minister himself works tirelessly. He's overworked, some could argue. He's got 1.4 people.
But Rahul,
1.4 billion people.
This is a country.
One second.
May I just say one more thing? Just one point to add. This is unfortunately a country where individuals also file cases of custody over dogs. Think about it.
Okay.
This is the problem.
Doctor, well, throw them out. No one is stopping them from doing so, and there's been criticism of that too, the overindulgence. Yes, doctor, very quickly, I need to wrap up.
When we talk of overwork, is there anyone who is more overworked in this country than a Jawan or a doctor?
Yeah.
We have doctors or policemen, yes. So the judges are not as overworked as many other members of our society. Look, the problem is very simple. These exalted judges and milords, take suo moto action with a drop of a hat. Why do they not take suo moto action and implore the government to increase the budget?
This is what I'm saying. One judge shed a few tears, the tears dried up, everyone went back to business. A whole bunch came out and held a press conference, if you please, breaking all sorts of norms, sat in the front lawns, shed a lot of tears about a lot of problems. Promptly, one of them went and became a Rajya Sabha MP, and everything is forgotten. I mean,
the Chief Justice, the Chief Justice has faith in the government. Why doesn't he go and ask the government?
Well, that's right. That's what I'm saying. So, it's just like, viewers, you have obviously a deficit between teachers and students, but if the teacher doesn't show up, there can't be a lesson. The problem is, viewers, that justice cannot take a vacation when the nation is wanting verdicts. It's very simple. Make do. Sometimes, viewers, the Chief Justices do not even appoint judges. They wait. I'll leave it at this, but we are right back, viewers, with breaking news, important news coming up.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
प्राइम मिनिस्टर स्टारमर के नेतृत्व में भारत और यूके के रिश्तों में उल्लेखनीय प्रगति हुई है। इस साल जुलाई में मेरी यूके यात्रा के दौरान हमने ऐतिहासिक कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव इकोनॉमिक एंड ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट सीटा पर सहमति बनाई। इस समझौते से दोनों देशों के इंपोर्ट कॉस्ट में कमी आएगी, युवाओं के लिए रोजगार के नए अवसर बनेंगे, व्यापार बढ़ेगा और इसका लाभ हमारे उद्योग तथा उपभोक्ता दोनों को ही मिलेगा। एग्रीमेंट के कुछ ही महीनों में आपका यह भारत दौरा और आपके साथ आया अब तक का सबसे बड़ा बिजनेस डेलीगेशन भारत यूके साझेदारी में आई नई ऊर्जा और व्यापक दृष्टि का प्रतीक है। फ्रेंड्स, कल भारत यूके के बीच बिजनेस लीडर की सबसे बड़ी समिट हुई। आज हम इंडिया यूके सीईओ फोरम और ग्लोबल फिनटेक फेस्टिवल को भी संबोधित करेंगे। इन सभी से भारत यूके सहयोग को और मजबूत बनाने के अनेक सुझाव और नई संभावनाएं सामने आएगी। फ्रेंड्स, भारत और यूके नेचुरल पार्टनर्स हैं। हमारे संबंधों की नींव में डेमोक्रेसी, फ्रीडम और रूल ऑफ लॉ जैसे मूल्यों में साझा विश्वास है। मौजूदा वैश्विक अस्थिरता के दौर में भारत और यूके के बीच ये बढ़ती हुई साझेदारी ग्लोबल स्टेबिलिटी और आर्थिक प्रगति का एक महत्वपूर्ण आधार बनी रही है। आज की बैठक में हमने इंडो पैसिफिक, वेस्ट एशिया में शांति और स्थिरता और यूक्रेन में चल रहे संघर्ष पर भी विचार साझा किए। यूक्रेन कॉन्फ्लिक्ट और गाजा के मुद्दे पर भारत डायलॉग और डिप्लोमेसी से शांति की बहाली के सभी प्रयासों का समर्थन करता है। हम इंडो पैसिफिक क्षेत्र
Viewers, big news coming in. We've just learnt that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has spoken, as he says, to my friend President Trump and congratulated him on the success of the historic Gaza peace plan. Also reviewed the good progress achieved in trade negotiations. Viewers, agreed to stay in close touch over the coming weeks, and this hints perhaps at a meeting on the sidelines of APEC. Viewers, that is coming up at the end of October, in the third week rather, and there is a possibility that the two might meet, because if they are talking about good progress achieved in trade negotiations, it could mean that that big punitive tariff or tax that was imposed, or sanction, call it what you want to, might be removed, and perhaps we will have negotiations then over the legitimate cess. I want to go straight across to Siddhant Mishra. Siddhant, there are two important phrases here. My friend, which is important, reviewed good progress achieved in trade negotiations, which hints perhaps at some sort of movement forward, which could culminate even in a meeting on the sidelines of APEC later this month.
Well, that's right, Rahul. In fact, your interpretation is to the point, and I would give some more context to your interpretation. So I was told a month back by a senior official that this meeting which you are talking about perhaps could take place when there would be a good progress in trade negotiation. Now, since Prime Minister Modi himself mentioned the good progress in the trade negotiation, it looks in all likelihood, if President Trump travels to this side of the world and both leaders will be attending the summit, perhaps maybe on the sidelines of the summit, in all likelihood, both leaders could meet.
Yes.
So all we have from the Indian government right now is that there is chatter that Prime Minister Modi will be going to attend the ASEAN summit. And in fact, his dates have still not been announced. And President Trump said, a few months back that he would be attending the summit. So all eyes are going to be on that summit in Malaysia. Perhaps whether it would really be interesting to see whether these two leaders will meet for the first time after 25 years.
And this, correct me if I'm wrong, is the third conversation the two are having in the last 20 days. Would it be right to say that?
Well, that's right, Rahul. In last 20 days, second time both have spoken, and there have been multiple, exchanges of greetings, Rahul, on social media platforms. So, Prime Minister Modi writes something for President Trump on X, then he puts it out on Truth Social, then President Trump reposts that post of Prime Minister Modi. So, there's this bonhomie could be seen on social media platforms. One leader is reposting other leaders' posts, etc., etc. So this has been going on since Prime Minister Modi birth. In fact,
well, is the road clearing, viewers, for some sort of a breakthrough? Hopes are up. The Prime Minister confirms there's been progress on trade negotiations. We'll have to, of course, await details. We leave it at this. Trump has to still, of course, come out and tweet on Truth Social. He hasn't as of now, but we're expecting that too. It'll be interesting to see a readout of his description of the conversation. We leave it at this, viewers. Thank you for watching.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
प्राइम मिनिस्टर स्टारमर के नेतृत्व में भारत और यूके के रिश्तों में उल्लेखनीय प्रगति हुई है। इस साल जुलाई में मेरी यूके यात्रा के दौरान हमने ऐतिहासिक कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव इकोनॉमिक एंड ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट सीटा पर सहमति बनाई। इस समझौते से दोनों देशों के इंपोर्ट कॉस्ट में कमी आएगी, युवाओं के लिए रोजगार के नए अवसर बनेंगे, व्यापार बढ़ेगा और इसका लाभ हमारे उद्योग तथा उपभोक्ता दोनों को ही मिलेगा। एग्रीमेंट के कुछ ही महीनों में आपका यह भारत दौरा और आपके साथ आया अब तक का सबसे बड़ा बिजनेस डेलीगेशन भारत यूके साझेदारी में आई नई ऊर्जा और व्यापक दृष्टि का प्रतीक है। फ्रेंड्स, कल भारत यूके के बीच बिजनेस लीडर की सबसे बड़ी समिट हुई। आज हम इंडिया यूके सीईओ फोरम और ग्लोबल फिनटेक फेस्टिवल को भी संबोधित करेंगे। इन सभी से भारत यूके सहयोग को और मजबूत बनाने के अनेक सुझाव और नई संभावनाएं सामने आएगी। फ्रेंड्स, भारत और यूके नेचुरल पार्टनर्स हैं। हमारे संबंधों की नींव में डेमोक्रेसी, फ्रीडम और रूल ऑफ लॉ जैसे मूल्यों में साझा विश्वास है। मौजूदा वैश्विक अस्थिरता के दौर में भारत और यूके के बीच ये बढ़ती हुई साझेदारी ग्लोबल स्टेबिलिटी और आर्थिक प्रगति का एक महत्वपूर्ण आधार बनी रही है। आज की बैठक में हमने इंडो पैसिफिक, वेस्ट एशिया में शांति और स्थिरता और यूक्रेन में चल रहे संघर्ष पर भी विचार साझा किए। यूक्रेन कॉन्फ्लिक्ट और गाजा के मुद्दे पर भारत डायलॉग और डिप्लोमेसी से शांति की बहाली के सभी प्रयास।
Hello and welcome to Vantage. I'm Alison Grange. Let's get started. There's finally a breakthrough in Gaza. After months of war and 3 days of talks, A ceasefire deal